Who brought Hot Air to you?
My manager, Ali Eatree at 360 at the time, said, "Hey, there's this really good script you should read," and it was on my desk. And I'm the worst at reading scripts. I just take forever because I direct them while I'm reading them. And my producing partner, Amy Keene, who's done the last 7 movies or so with me, was like, "What's on your desk that you haven't read?" And I said, "Yeah, it's over there." And she read it and goes, "Oh my God, you've been talking about this topic, about how polarized we are. This is like an amazing little movie about a girl who comes into a rat." I'm like, "Really?" And we read it and we're like, "Oh my God, we have to get this made." So it was literally, from my manager to my producing partner, who's smarter than me. Especially at reading.
Are you a heavy consumer of TV news?
Yes.
You are? Okay.
Yeah, it gets me depressed.
It does. Yeah, I noticed that you really can start to I've had to like turn stuff off.
I escape it, and it's nice to escape it, and especially all the headlines just are geared to get you upset. But we're in a time now where so many things are upsetting, whether it's another school shooting or, the president just disregarding the respect for his office, or disregarding the Justice Department, or just doing things that I just think I was always taught were wrong. Like seeing wrong being okay is not okay with me. And it is upsetting. But yeah, I have to turn it off though, and check out and breathe and look at the stars and look at the air and. But then I start worrying about climate change.
Right, entrails. And all these
I'm like, that supersedes everything.
Right.
Like once the planet's gone, I had this really depressing thought because I thought, part of you make movies, and you're like, yeah, I kind of want to be immortal. Long after I'm gone, my movies will play. And I started thinking, well, if the Earth has like an ice age or it burns up, I'm like, well, I got all the art's gone. I'm like, Van Gogh, I'm like everything, Da Vinci. I'm like, so there's a lot more than our lives at stake. It's like everything that's been created for, the last 1,000 years is going to be gone. So I think it's a high priority, making sure. Like with climate change, like why don't we just play it safe? Like even if we're overplaying our hand, like I think we're better off. And obviously we're not overplaying our hand by trying to get off carbon and stuff like that. But it's like, wouldn't that be the smart, safe thing to do?
When you read the script, did you want any changes to it? Did you want to embellish any parts?
Yeah, well, when I first read, you talk about Hot Air? When I read the Hot Air, it was pre-Trump era. And it's funny because we were trying to get made. And then at some point I'm like, wow, Trump's going to be president. Let's read it again. And all of a sudden the shock value, because Steve Coogan's character, Lionel, the right-wing talk show host, says stuff like, let's build a wall, no, let's build a moat, like send them back, that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, wow, I lost the shock value. But I'm like, but it's even more necessary. This is becoming accepted. So what did we change? The biggest thing we changed, there was a part in the movie where he does something atrocious. And in the original draft of the script, he sort of loses his career. And I thought, we got to reflect the now. And the now is his career would go that way. And so we changed that. And the other big change, 2 other big changes, was the speech that he did when he goes off the rails. It now, like I said before, I wanted to make the movie not just be left, right. I wanted to be as unbiased as possible, but I wanted everyone in the chairs in the theater to also feel responsible. So I sort of had Will, who's a brilliant writer, write a speech that kind of incriminates everyone for how polarized we are. Talking about, tweeting about, kids in Syria, but then also buying yoga pants from a sweatshop in Bangladesh, like making us all feel like we're all hypocrites and let's all try to be better. And then the other thing, Steve's brilliant, by the way, as a producer, writer. He has a big speech at the end. When I don't want to give too much of the plot away, but it's kind of a healing speech, and Steve wrote a lot of the bits or gave little bits for the writer to say, and he really brought some really heartfelt stuff that the writer was able to put in, even to the point where he quotes Obama saying, "We can disagree without being disagreeable." And Steve's like, I know it's an Obama quote, and you're going to call me on that, but he found a way to make a real nice balance to a character. When I first read the script, the biggest challenge was, how do we make this guy who's spewing this stuff likable by the end? And he manages to be likable, I think, and not like he has to turn into a liberal, or he stays with his views, but now he approaches it from with a place of more integrity.